Well,
Hi, everybody.
hey, back again for Friday the 13th this time at the Haunted Harper-Fowlkes house experience. What kind of cool stuff can we share with people tonight?
Aside from all the paranormal stuff that we've been dealing with.
Oh, yeah. Should we start with that?
I think you should start with yours.
The equipment has been ridiculous lately. We have, but I mean, this is beyond normal. Normally it's a little buggy, I mean, when we're working with this kind of stuff, but we have 5 tablets that normally run our EVP recordings and things like that. And 2 weeks ago we came in, 2 of them would not boot at all. Took them home, tried to fix them.
Okay. I was making sure that wasn't
Was it
an
an
alarm
alarm?
going off in the house.
Yeah.
Again.
So, okay, on the subject of equipment, 2 tablets that didn't work, tried to fix them at home, couldn't, brought them back, had the other 3 doing the same thing. They just wouldn't boot. They would stay in like a boot loop cycle. Beyond that, we've had tablets of our own personal nature up here, and
And they're different, so it's not, even if it was a supplier or a certain kind, you know, like.
certain brand name.
Yeah, maybe that's why, because that brand just reached that at the same time, but they're not all the same brands. There was the big tablet, the little tablet, some of them were new, one of them was a refurbished. So they're all different, but they all went
And
out.
now the microphone on camera
Yeah,
5 's not
microphone on 5 is down currently. We had 2 cameras that were confirmed working. We tried to get up running last week that are not working currently. The power that went out on us at the end of the night tonight, man, it's kind of interesting. It's a good thing it didn't do that while we were doing the event, but although that kind of...
It's a good thing we're here so we could turn it off. Because
Yeah,
it set
the
the alarm
alarm
off
system.
again. The alarms were going off when we got in the house tonight.
Mhm.
Before, well, I shut the alarms off.
What is that?
I don't know.
Is that, maybe it's your new phone that you're working with?
Or maybe your phone just cut off.
God.
Hold on, it's still on, because I can see the backlight.
Yep, it is still recording. We have to
What's
check.
that?
Okay, we have to check because last time when we did this wrap up last week, mid wrap up, we got talking about the vest, and we got talking about how it's got all kinds of stuff in it. We've got our K2 meter here. We've got digital thermometer, all kinds of goodies for investigation purposes. Well, I was also talking about how I may have something in this vest, protection-wise, that can shut a conversation down. Because I walked into rooms where people were actually having a lot of activity on the K2 meters or their other devices and done. But when I back out, it would actually start back up again. And
He's not lying.
these 2 were joking a little bit, and they kept, it's his fault, that kind of stuff. And that, again, was mid-conversation. When I went back to actually basically edit it a little bit, that was no longer in the recording at all. And even though I stopped my phone at the end of our wrap-up, it still managed to cut off, I think, probably the last maybe 4 minutes worth of our conversation from that. So you guys kind of got an abridged version of that conversation, that wrap-up, because of that. So, yeah, craziness with the equipment.
Got spirit editing spirits.
Yeah, so, what about you guys tonight?
Nothing really new except
Well, I know we got the little girl's
the
name.
little girl's name, Wendy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little girl in the basement who's come up. If any of you guys have done the experience before, done the investigation, and we'll make communication. I can't talk tonight.
Yeah.
Make communication with the little girl.
That likes to play hide and seek in the basement.
So she actually told us her name tonight, but for whatever reason, she can only talk for just a brief moment, and then usually
Mom.
it's like, yeah, mom. Another energy comes in and shuts it down.
So that's who that lady was talking about tonight, when she kept saying mom wouldn't gonna let it happen, or mom wouldn't.
Right, and,
Okay.
and the mom would that lady was using the pendulum board, and the mom would, talk to her for a few minutes and then abruptly stop. The pendulum would just stop.
Wow. Man. Oh, speaking of equipment, we introduced a new device tonight. We introduced the laser grid, which I had to basically replace the batteries twice during the event tonight. Brand new batteries every single time, and it was
Doesn't want us to capture it.
no, it was shutting it down. So yeah, there's more technical stuff. So yeah, Jake is a name that comes up periodically. Normally comes up upstairs. Tonight that he was downstairs.
Oh, the new one, Sean.
Sean, yeah, Sean
In the back
came up
bedroom.
in that back room.
How's
Yeah.
that spelled?
Oh, we don't know, it was on the pendulum board.
Ah, okay.
Somebody
And then I think
asked
it came
it.
on the app too. I think it's just SHAWN.
Okay.
Sean,
Okay.
Sean.
not like Sean. It was
Not like Sean Connery, Sean, but
Yeah, Sean. Sean.
okay. Interesting. And then George, the little kid, ended up here tonight instead of down in the basement.
George was actually a name that,
Of a slave
Yeah.
that claimed to be on the,
I thought that was the little boy downstairs.
oh, he's a grown,
we've grown man.
because
Oh.
he told us the lengthy conversation we had with the one we,
Right.
was that he came back from out west after he escaped, joined the Union Army. He came back to look for his fiancee, who was a servant here. But
We
he
were
couldn't
saying,
find-
why are you here?
Okay.
He was looking for her.
Yeah.
So who's the little boy that y'all were talking to down there then?
What little boy?
Little girl?
No, I thought there was a little boy that was down there talking to y'all and couldn't come upstairs for some reason. But
No, George couldn't come upstairs, the slave.
okay, see, I don't. I guess because I'm up here more, I got him
I thought
maybe
he
a
could
couple
he
of
come up
stores.
though?
He showed up here tonight on Rich's phone. George
Yeah.
came, his name came across.
Oh, maybe they were talking, if they were talking. I wonder, you wonder if it's like them saying that they're here, or if it's somebody looking for them. Maybe she was
Right.
calling him using the board.
Maybe.
Yep. So-
It's hard to say, really, like when we get these energies, making communication, we're communicating. They're modes of communication, so,
Until
when
we
we,
get more information on
Right.
the Underground Railroad and
right,
what parts of Savannah were used for it.
right.
I mean, it's right here on the river and easy escape.
Yeah.
We're still looking.
Yeah.
The good stuff, we're getting some amazing,
And stuff that actually can be validated a lot of times too, which is also really cool. It's not just random stuff popping up, which is one more reason why it's cool to come out and check this out.
right. And I think we had, maybe one or two maybe skeptics on there that weren't so sure that the house kind of like made them reconsider. This house will do that to you.
Because Hunter and Henry both showed up in the
Oh
basement.
yeah, they are like the protectors of this house. It's
Yeah, I
almost
think-
like they always come up. There's a different feel, would y'all think, from like Saturday. Last
Yeah.
week we did Saturday instead of Friday, and it was after a wedding, and I think it felt different. The
Yeah,
house felt different.
it was more festive
Yeah,
last
something.
week, where this week it was kind of subdued a little bit. And
They seemed to, didn't it seem almost
Standoffish.
elusive? Yeah, offish.
Yeah, they were kind of,
The-
we'll talk for a few minutes and then we're gone. That's what happened on the pendulum board a lot down in the basement, where we'd have conversations going and all of a sudden it was just like a light switch, you should turn off.
And I think that comes from like the energies.
Well, and I think we had several that were skeptics
Yeah.
tonight that kind of brought in some,
Yeah, so
not
with,
negative energy, but
Yeah.
not an approachable energy.
right, it's not as open. And I think the spirits that are here, they're kind of like that too. When you
Yeah.
get a skeptic, if you get somebody who doesn't really believe them, then they don't want to believe in them either. They don't want to do circus tricks or anything. And
And
it's like, hey, I'm not doing this for the fun of it. I'm
And
actually
The
communicating.
conversation on the spirit, on the pendulum board that I was doing, we were talking to Hunter, and again, we asked him if he knew he was deceased.
Yeah,
And he said maybe. not sure.
Oh, yeah.
And then I said, do you realize that the year is 2018?
Mm,
And it went to a strong no.
right.
And I said, well, and that's when we had a discussion about what year did he die in, and we said 1935. I said, do you still think it's 1935? And it switched to a strong yes.
Oh, wow.
But we got that bit of information last week, and Hunter wasn't as forthcoming this week.
Okay.
Yeah, they just seem to be a little standoffish.
Oh,
I was a little drained this
Yes,
week.
Yeah.
it's been a,
Last week I was
Well,
like hyped. You know,
even-
sometimes I'll either pull the energy or it'll pull me, you know what I mean? And so sometimes I feel more drained than
Even a
others.
young boy that was in here said that tonight. He's like, yeah, I feel kind of warm, or feel tired or something like
he
that.
was exhausted and
Yeah.
tired.
And he was probably one of the bigger skeptics.
Kind of a subdued night
Yeah.
tonight.
It was interesting though. I say
Yeah.
it's subdued. It just seems quieter, but almost more eerie.
Mm-hmm.
In a way.
Mm-hmm.
They made us work tonight for information
Yeah,
versus coming right out and saying,
I did notice this. It's like they were higher. You know, when we're doing our
Mhm.
K2s, and sometimes we're like, you know, we can have it right next to us and go, you know, you can move these, but they didn't seem to be as low, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They were, the energies seemed to be floating higher.
when I was in the room in Lita's office by myself, I was trying to get away from everybody else so I could see if I could get George to talk to me again.
Yeah,
Couldn't get him. I got Henry to talk to me for a few minutes and then he disappeared.
it's funny.
I got Hunter to talk to me out at the table outside in the hallway, but nobody was wanting to talk in Alita's office, and
And the kitty wasn't there
we
tonight.
didn't have the
either.
kitty smell,
No.
that strong urine smell or nothing
Yep.
in that room. That room was like very subdued.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we had covered that before or not, but yeah, I think we might have. Occasionally you do get it smells like a cat has gone in that room and used the bathroom. And sometimes it can be very strong and very offensive.
Are you talking about like a cat spray?
No, this is like.
This is
cat
like urine
pee. Yeah, it's not like a spray. It's like a cat went in there and peed somewhere.
on the carpet.
Yeah. And
Yeah, if an animal pees on something multiple times in the same spot,
Yeah,
and the room
yeah,
has
I
that
guess.
odor.
But it's weird because sometimes it's there.
not there.
Sometimes
It was not
it's
there tonight.
Huh.
Did
Yeah,
not
I didn't
smell
smell
it.
it at all.
Didn't smell it at all tonight.
Well, you guys have been in there in the past doing stuff, and I walked in and could smell it so strong. I was like, yeah, I can't. I had to go back out of the room, and yet y'all didn't seem to smell it. in
It's
there.
right when you walk in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
And-
Kitty cat. So it's a kitty cat ghost.
Well, then remember we were doing that session and I could feel.
Oh, yeah, and they also, it said scratch. It is
Mhm.
said scratch before. Yeah, it's kind of like sometimes we think it's not making any sense. What?
I thought it was her.
No, sounded like a door closed downstairs.
I heard stuff on the stairs a minute ago, and I thought I was hearing
Yeah.
things.
No,
Get a lot of that.
sounded like it was on that second
Whoopsies.
floor.
What was that?
On this camera too?
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it over by the stairs? Because
Yeah.
like back on the coming up to the first landing. You guys really, I mean,
You gotta come out.
yeah, we sit and do this. We could do this for hours, honestly. And we try and debunk a lot of this stuff, but some of this stuff you cannot debunk. So the only way to really know is to come out and experience it for yourself. I mean,
Yep, come see us.
yeah. Well, I guess that's bye for now from the Harper-Fowlkes house.
Yep.
As we say on the Tales from the Spirit Mystic board, see you later.
Bye, y'all.